Have you ever noticed that the more successful you become, the more vulnerable you are? The less quiet some people around you are, the support wanes. The energy changes. Dialogues feel strange. And you wonder, what is wrong with my success that it upsets other people? Psychology has the answer, but it has nothing to do with your being arrogant or doing something wrong. Psychology states that people do not respond to success, but to the lack thereof. In other words, they react to what your success forces them to confront. When you achieve something, you inadvertently ask a question of others. If they could do it, why couldn't I? The effect being described is known as self-evaluation. Your success becomes a mirror. Not everyone is pleased with what they see reflected back at them. However, instead of celebrating you, they feel exposed. Actually, most people are strongly attracted to comfort, routine, familiar excuses, predictable lives. It's your success that disturbs the comfort. Psychology proves that when a person overcomes the common comfort zone, others feel force, not inspiration. Asterisk, because inspiration always requires effort. It's personal, theirs. So instead of rising with you, they distance themselves from you. Initially, people are cheering. But once your progress becomes real, there's nothing they can. Support remains silent. It is not random. This comparison is known as anxiety in psychology. Your development draws attention to what others put off until later, what others avoided doing altogether. Therefore, they downplay your achievements, switch the topic, act uninterested, not because they hate you, but because your success draws their attention back to their inaction. Success alters the intangible power relations. They were people who had felt equal, may suddenly feel the need to catch up. People who offered advice, in this, may feel irrelevant. Psychology defines that. Since whenever dynamic changes occur, relationships get questioned. Some individuals can adjust. Others fear threats. Thus, they attempt to reclaim their control by criticism, by jokes, by distance. As you succeed, people will wonder about the methods you employed. Must be luck. Right place, right time. Any person can accomplish that. Psychology describes this phenomenon as cognitive dissonance. To accept your success would mean accepting their lack of effort. So they rewrite the story to preserve their self-image. It means a great deal to be able. Movement causes separation too. Psychology shows that. They are afraid of being left behind rather than failing. People are afraid of being left behind. They worry. You'll outgrow them, you'll change, you won't need them anymore. Therefore, rather than allowing your development, they emotionally draw back. Distance is safer than comparison. Artificial intelligence. But this is not something that anyone warns you about. There exists a dark truth related to the psychology that people do not want to acknowledge. Some people feel safer knowing someone like when you're struggling, because your struggle justifies their excuses. Your stagnation is what justifies their comfort. Psychology refers to this as relative stability, provided that you are in the same position. They don't have to move. Therefore, when you rise, it upsets the balance. And balance, to insecure minds, is more important than your happiness. The difference between supporters and spectators. The true fans appreciate your efforts, even if they do not support your journey. Spectators only cheer because your success will affect them. Psychology defines. Real support doesn't compete with ego. It doesn't feel threatened. It is not something that you outgrow. As you mature, you stop explaining your dreams. Not because you are secretive, but because you've learned. Anger is not advised by psychology. It is direct. Understand this. People act on their own wounds. Their reactions aren't your responsibility. Your growth is not a betrayal. When you let go of the need for validation, in addition, you gain emotional freedom. If you felt a lack of support questioned or quietly resisted, this doesn't mean you're alone. It means you're changing. Built in silence.